and welcome to round one of the Division II Central MIAA tournament as the visiting Medway Mustangs take on your hometown Hopkinton Hillers. The winner of tonight's game will advance to the D2 South quarterfinals to be played at 7 p.m. on Thursday, March 1st against first-seeded Marlborough. Participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials have worked diligently to prepare for today's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Ensure that your behaviors reflect the values that should be identified with these student athletes. Assume responsibilities for your behavior and the behavior of those around you. If you require assistance, please call upon a school or security official. And now for tonight's lineups. For the Medway Mustangs, a senior guard, number 1, Bryson Burke. A senior captain, guard, number 10, John Colantoni. A senior forward, number 30, Matt Dashney. A junior forward, number 12, Jack Hadigan. A sophomore forward, number 24, Ryan Johnston. A senior guard, number 23, Ryan Kulikin. A senior forward, number 13, Nick Lazachera. A center, junior, number 25, Tim Uzebu. And now for tonight's starters. For the Mustangs, starting at guard, sophomore, number 14, Drew Plunkett. Starting at guard, sophomore, number 33, Kyle Regan. Starting at forward, senior, number 15, Christos Brooks. Starting at guard, senior captain, number 3, Nick Assad. And starting at guard, senior captain, number 11, TJ Nelson. The head coach of the Mustangs is Jason Rogie, and he's assisted by Shane Jackson and Dan McMahon. And now for your hometown Hopkinton Hillers. A sophomore guard, number 3, Stephen Maffiori. A sophomore guard, number 14, Jack Breslin. A senior captain guard, number 15, Michael Iannelli. A junior guard, number 21, Michael Puvakad. A junior guard, number 22, Luke Deloya. A sophomore forward, number 23, Drew Rankatori. A junior forward, number 25, Mac Lind. A junior forward, number 50, Jacob Schmidt. A senior captain forward, number 33, Tom Leone. And a sophomore guard, number 44, Jack Whaley. And now for tonight's starters for Hopkinton. Starting at guard, sophomore, number 10, Tommy Ambersoni. Starting at forward, junior, number 24, Brendan Kelly. Starting at guard, junior, number 31, Ryan Kester. Starting at guard, junior, number 32, Ben McKenzie. And starting at forward, a senior captain, number 35, Zach Sasitsky. The Hillers are managed by Cam Hutchins. The head coach is Tom Keene, and he's assisted by Chris Banks and Jay Golden. Our great nation has persevered through the leadership and sacrifices of men and women who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces. We invite both veterans and current military personnel to stand. We thank you for your service to our country. Now we invite all to stand for the playing of our national anthem. Good luck, Hillers.
HKM TV presents another edition of Varsity Basketball, this time a playoff game, the first round of the Division II Central Tournament featuring your 8th-seeded Hopkinton Hillers against the 9th-seeded Medway Mustangs. Hi, I'm Tim Hladek here as usual with Steve Spector. And Steve, a bit of a different atmosphere here, a playoff game, both teams, both fans very excited for this one, but similar opponents and a team in Medway.
Yeah, hey, this is their second game in about 3 weeks, and we were just talking about it a minute ago, Tim, that it was a really tight game. The Hillers won by 10 points a few weeks ago, but it was really a close game throughout till the very end.
Right.
Tonight, you look at the bleachers are packed. The student section is packed. Big energy. It feels like a definitely playoff atmosphere, which it is. So here we go.
Right, both teams got a win against each other. Medway with a big win early in the season on December 15th at home, 69-45 over Hopkinton. While Hopkinton, like you mentioned, Steve, got some measure of revenge here in Hopkinton with a 10-point victory on January 23rd. But that does not mean much here as this decides the season series. And a turnover there off of travel. Kyle Regan hit with the turnover, the first one of the game.
Yeah, good pressure D by the Hillers there, and it's kind of a feeling out process here, getting used to the pace of the game, and there's some contact right there. And
Ambersoni, he travels as well, another turnover.
Got ahead of myself there for a moment. I know it's early, but both teams are jacked up here. You can tell they're probably waiting for this game for a few days here and ready to go.
Now the Hillers going into this one, they were 3-6 early in the season after the first 9 games. And Steve, that's when really they kind of flipped the switch and started turning things around as Nick Assad's layup, no good. Ambersoni takes it away.
Wow.
Assad fighting for it still. And he hits the ground, no foul called. Assad was taken out by a Hiller. Ball rolls out of bounds, stays with the Hillers.
I think he actually collided with his own player and rolled out of bounds. We want to make sure it was Hiller ball. It definitely wasn't a foul. Refs got it right, but what a scramble down there. Bodies flying everywhere.
Right, but yeah, before that flurry there, mentioning the Hiller success there, winning. They won 6 in a row before dropping a game to Dover Sherburne, which prompted this tournament berth. A huge feat for the Hillers, being 3-6 now, hosting a playoff game.
I mean, who would have thought after that? Exactly, great point. It's amazing they persevered, and in this division in the playoffs. Wow, what a play!
McKenzie high off the backboard, a tough lay-in, first bucket of the game.
6:30 left, minute and a half into the game. Took a while to get some points on the board. That's quite a play by McKenzie.
Bit of an errant pass there, but corralled by Assad. Now back in the hands of Plunkett. Man-to-man defense here from Hopkinton. Step back 3 from Assad. No good. Regan with the offensive board. Now Plunkett with a 3. He knocks it down. 3-2, Medway.
Medway's a very athletic team. A lot of tall, slashy kind of players. And, I remember the previous game here. Really tight game. A lot of great plays by both teams. 2
turnovers by both teams. Now Hopkinton with it. Kelly drives to McKenzie. Pass.
Nice.
Knocks down the 3. Big 3 for Ben McKenzie. Start things off. 5-3 now, Hopkinton.
Nice dish out on the wing to Ben, and he got himself set up beautifully and nailed it.
Five points for McKenzie here to start this contest. Assad, the step-back jumper, just off the front of the rim.
Ooh, that's out of bounds. Oh, my goodness.
And a foul called. Hopkinton fans incensed that there was no call made along the baseline, and instead a foul called on the Hillers.
Hard to tell definitively, but, they had about, 150 students behind the ref that thought it was out of bounds. So I kind of jumped on that bandwagon as anyone would. 5-3 Hillers. 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Regan drives past to Nelson, a deep 3, nothing there. Ball goes out of bounds. Hillers take over.
The Hiller student section making sure that player knew there was an air ball.
Early substitution for the Hillers. Stephen Maffiori seeing some early minutes, subbing in for Ambrosoni. McKenzie on the drive draws a foul, and he has been active early, and that is a good sign for Hopkinton, because typically as this season has gone on, the Hillers go as McKenzie goes, and again, a good sign for him to be getting going early.
Yeah, the Hillers haven't had the ball much on offense. It's been mostly Medway moving the ball around, except for a couple of fast breaks, but it's too bad.
Second travel called on Hopkinton, another turnover. Still 5-3 lead for the Hillers. 4:46 left in this opening quarter. Again, cut you off there, Steve. Again, the first round of the Division II Central Tournament.
Yeah, both teams seem a little. That's too bad.
Foul called on Brendan Kelly there. Push.
Both teams seem a little, I don't say tentative, but they're.
Oh, there are definitely some nerves, a little wound up maybe.
I think so. And, this is probably the biggest crowd they played in all year, so it's really exciting. I'm nervous driving over here again, and it's only in the first quarter, so it's going to be an exciting night here in the Athletic Center.
I could tell right away when the Medway team had their names called out for the entire roster. Every time the fans were loud. The first time we heard that all year, especially from the opposing team.
Exactly. There's a lot of energy here.
Assad pass over to Plunkett. He launches the three. Rattles around and in. His second three of the game for Plunkett. 6-5 Medway. McKenzie drives. Dish over to Mac Lind. Thought he was going to be there. Hit abandoned post. And now Plunkett on the drive. Picks up, draws the foul.
Looks like Luke DeLoya couldn't get set in time. Drew Plunkett, who's got the 2 3-pointers. He's also pretty quick. He's only a sophomore, 5'9" sophomore. He's having his way at the moment.
Hillers look like in a 2-3 right now. Medway launches a three. Assad shot, no good. Ball finds its way to McKenzie.
Yeah, Hiller showing a little different look on the D.
Nice. And the defense opens up. McKenzie hit hard from Nick Lazatera. He picks up the foul. 2 free throws coming for the junior.
Nick Lazatera got his money's worth on that one. 6'2", pretty tall guy, long arms, and got some of the ball, but it got most of Ben.
6-6 now, Ben with all 6 of the Hiller points. Chance for the 7th on the second free throw. And he knocks it down. And he will take a seat as Ambrosoni comes back out onto the court. McKenzie getting high fives from the entire line of.
He should after.
Yeah, deservingly so.
That's quite a start. I want to give props to the Medway student section too. Just to be fair, there's a ton of Hopkinton students here, but there's a whole section of Medway students that have yet to sit down. I'm not sure what the ritual is, but they've been standing since the game started. But,
whatever works, I guess.
Yeah. At the moment, Medway's down 7-6 to the Hillers.
Plunkett looking for help.
Travel there.
Finds it in Assad somehow. Assad cuts down the open lane. 2 more points for Medway, 8-7 lead now.
Assad really tough player, 6'2", really quick. Reminds me of like a George Gervin from the old days, from some of your old timers who were watching the game. But very smooth player. He had a good game the last time. We got to contain that guy.
Ambrosoni works his way to the lane. A tough lay-in for the sophomore.
That's a heck of a play. He's a left-handed player, and he hit it with a right hand. A lot of body contact, no call.
Another lead change. 9-8 Hiller lead. Steal to Mac Lind.
Nice.
He looks to take it the whole way. He does. Nice lay-in. A great play by Lind to seal off Assad from behind. Couldn't get that block.
Awesome. Great anticipation by, almost the backcourt.
Brooks drives baseline, tries to hand it off. It's picked off by Ambersoni. He looks up to Matt Fiore. He needs help. Looks like he had Lind on a cut. Couldn't get it to him. Ambersoni, a great finish. What a play by Tommy Ambersoni. And the Hiller crowd is loving it.
Wow, it's all of a sudden a flurry of offensive moves. We haven't seen some of those moves ever. Ambersoni with a couple of nice takes to the hoop. Medway, all they could do to stop, the only way they could stop the onslaught was to call a timeout. And a lot of electricity in the building here tonight. And right now it's tilting towards the Hillers direction, so that's great.
Right, in particular, Steve, like you just said, that last minute, 2 minutes, a lot of activity, some steals, some great individual plays and efforts. And now Hopkinton opening up the biggest lead of the game. Still, of course, still just 2 minutes left in the first quarter, but a 5-point lead for Hopkinton and a good sign nonetheless.
Yeah, that was really impressive. You know, the whole team coming in here. Mac Lind coming in off the bench and making an immediate impact with a steal, beautiful steal, made a nice move at the midcourt. Got his body in the right position to fend off the defensive player. Couldn't do anything about it. And that was a really nice finish. Thought he might have got a foul as well, but anyway, hopefully the Hillers can keep the momentum going their way.
So the winner of this game between the 8th-seeded Hillers and 9th-seeded Mustangs will go on to play at number 1-seeded Marlboro, who's sitting at the top of the bracket with a 17-3 record. Will be a tough game for either team, absolutely. That'll be on Thursday at 7 p.m., again at Marlboro. Kelly with great defense, going up straight to make a tough layup. Forced the miss.
Nice rebound by Sazitsky. We haven't really mentioned him much yet, but that was a huge rebound. Oh, nice.
A great drive from Kelly.
Oh, my.
Brendan Kelly's shot is blocked from behind. No foul called.
I'd have to say that was a lot of contact. I don't know how that wasn't a call, but
Michael Iannelli, he took the pass, made a great cut down low, and a better pass to Kelly down low, but unfortunately nothing comes of it. Hopkinton still has a chance to salvage the possession. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Breslin always ready to shoot.
Oh,
to
nice.
Ambersoni, nice pass inside. Contact, nothing called. Probably a good no call. Probably could have been an offensive foul on that one. Maybe a makeup. No luck for Kelly. Almost a travel there on Plunkett, nothing called.
Refs are trying to let the guys play here, which, that's got to be a foul.
A side drive's hit by multiple Hillers. He'll go to the line for 2.
Looks like it's on Zach, which is better than being on Brendan because Brendan already had one, so that's good to spread it around a little bit here. Officer Steve Buckley in the building, keeping things calm. That's always good to have Hopkinton's finest in the building. Officer Buckley one year, way back when. I know we're a playoff game, but my wife Donna lost my son Michael about 4 years old in the common, and he found him on the common for him. So I'm sorry I digress, but one of my old Hopkinton folklore stories.
Right, of course. We get one every game at least.
There you go.
Assad drives again, forcing the issue offensively.
Sazitsky again.
Assad hits the floor hard. 2 more free throws coming for the senior captain.
Yeah, that's too bad for Zach. They have to come out. Oh.
Yep, looks like Sazitsky now.
That's a good move, I think.
Sazitsky and Iannelli take a seat. McKenzie back out on the court, as well as Luke Deloy. Second free throw, no good. Ball out of bounds off Medway. Hillers take over.
Jack Haddigan, 6'3", Medway forward. Went off of his belly, I think. Ooh.
McKenzie loses the ball out of bounds. Turnover for the Hillers.
It's been a game of spurts here, Tim. You know,
right.
Medway seemed to have the better upper hand for a period of time. Oh, good defense by Luke. Hillers had that flurry, and then the flurry's over, and not much has happened in the last couple minutes now. So
an attempted pass down low to Haddigan, tipped away. Hopkinton tried to save it, could not. Stays with the Mustangs. 17 seconds left on the shot clock. 19.3 left on the game clock here in the first quarter. Still 13-10 Hiller lead.
Good defense by the Hillers.
Assad takes the fading three, no good. Deloya with the rebound. He looks up. Breslin's there. He's blocked. Great block from Regan. Fantastic play from Regan to stop the layup from Breslin, but on the attempt to save it, he stepped out of bounds, so Hopkinton will still have a chance. Shot clock's off, 10 seconds left.
Nice play by Breslin just to corral the ball in. He was in a tough spot, try to create a shot.
Pass to Ambersoni, tipped away. Plunkett beats him to it. His pass to Regan. He just gets it off in time, and that'll be 3 seconds left now. Breslin shoots it quick. Not enough on that one, and Medway down 5 just a few minutes ago. Now shortens that lead to 1. Hopkinton 13-12 lead going into the second frame.
Yeah, I think this is going to be kind of a slugfest kind of a battle tonight, Tim. I mean, these teams know each other well. This is their third meeting of the year. They split the first two. The first one, you said that Medway really got the better of Hopkinton by like 25 points or something like that. The second game was much tighter, as that usually happens. And then tonight
I think will mirror more of that second game than the first one for sure.
So I think, you know, as we've said in the past, and especially in the playoff games, I think it's going to come down to free throws. Right now, the Hillers have 5 fouls, only 2 for Medway, so it's more than likely that the Hillers Medway will be shooting 1-on-1 sooner than the Hillers. The refs, you know, there's 3 refs tonight. They're, you know, calling a decent game so far. They're, you know, generally speaking, they look like they're just letting them play as much as they can.
Right.
As opposed to calling, you know, on the other way, that would be, you know, they want everybody to play the whole game and let the guys decide on the court as opposed to the guys in the pinstripes. But 13-12, Hillers going in the second quarter.
Hillers start with the ball. Again, up 1. Ambersoni, just a sophomore, has settled in nicely in his first postseason action. Kester for 3, partially blocked. Great play by Christos Brooks to save it. Excuse me, that was Haddigan. And then on the other end, Kyle Regan. A nice lay-in.
Well, that's a nice fast break. The ball barely hit the ground there. Medway with a 14-13 lead now.
McKenzie from the corner for 3. He knocks it down. 10 points for McKenzie.
Right back at you. That's his second one of the night. He's got a good stroke going tonight. He really set himself up nice.
Medway breaking that press. Assad, a deep 3. Knocks it down. About a step behind the three-point line. One good 3 deserves another.
Wow.
Medway 17-16 lead.
3-point barrage going on here both ways.
Ambersoni drives, goes into teeth of the defense. He can't get it. Tries to save it. Ball tipped around. Awarded to the Mustangs.
Good idea by Ambersoni. Kind of ran out of room and tried to almost recover it, tip into his teammate, but just couldn't make it happen. So that ball's back to Medway.
A 3 from Plunkett. He knocks it down. That's his third 3.
Very smooth stroke there. Gets kind of a rhythm. Not a good sign. Get that guy going. If you're rooting from Hopkinton, it's not a good sign. The Medway fans are probably very happy with that.
Hopkinton moving the ball around the three-point line. McKenzie decides to put his head down. He's blocked. Kester picks it up. 3 seconds left. Deloya now for 3. Off the mark. McKenzie in there fighting for the board. Can't get it. Now Plunkett on the run for Medway.
It's got to be, oh!
A blocking foul called as Kester picks that one up.
That's a tough one. I mean, I didn't see it really didn't see Kester moving much at all. Got kind of more run over. It was a glancing blow. It wasn't a full, bulldozer effect right over him, but I thought Kester had his feet planted, but.
And Coach Tom Keene calling a timeout here in the meantime. It's 20-16 lead for Medway. And right as the second quarter starts, seems teams starting to hit it now with more consistency from deep. A couple threes traded between the teams.
Yeah, I think it's a momentum, pendulum shift here. Medway's got it going their way. This quarter, they've outscored the Hillers 8-3 after the first couple minutes of the second quarter. So
look at the Hiller crowd standing up now, trying to get their pumped up for their team.
Here we go. Big hand for Scotty Mack, getting the crowd fired up. Hopkinton legend, Hall of Famer. Hopefully, he waited for the right time.
Right.
Didn't want to do his cheer too early. We needed it, so I think he picked a good time to do it. So hopefully that'll work out well for the Hillers.
Teams coming back out onto the court now after that timeout. 5:56 left here in the first half. 4-point Mustang lead. Medway will inbound under the Hiller hoop.
Ooh, almost a steal.
Plunkett had thought about another quarter three there. Has 3 already.
TJ Nelson from the parking lot. That was a long way up.
A bit short, but a rebound to Regan. His pass over to Plunkett. He launches one. His too far. McKenzie fouled on the rebound.
Lots of contact there. After the whistle, a little bit of extracurricular as well.
Just a little bit, right?
That's all right. Hey, it's a playoff. Ben didn't really like the way that all went down, and as he was getting up, I think he let
Regan know
that he wasn't too fond of that play. But that's Regan. The good news is it was a second foul on Regan, and
good news the foul was called.
Yeah.
We'll take that. McKenzie drives baseline. Looks like he wanted the contact. Apuvakad now drives. Great pass down low. Kelly losing the ball. Finally gets it to McKenzie. He steps back 3. That's just a bit short. But a rebound down low from the senior captain, Michael Iannelli. And he fights, gets a shot off. 2 free throws coming.
Boy, I mean, that was in between a couple of 6'3" guys. And I don't know, he's got some hops there. Iannelli was showing some grit, senior captain. Hillers could use a boost. They just got one. They're down 4 right now.
Off the back rim on that first free throw. 2 substitutions for Medway now. Christos Brooks, Ryan Johnston come back out on the floor. Oh for 2 on that trip for Hopkinton.
That's unfortunate. Oh, nice. Good D by Kelly.
Kick ball called, but like you said, Steve, great defense from Kelly to get in the way of that pass. Medway keeps possession. Still 20-16 game.
Hillers in a 2-3. Oh no, I guess it's a 2-3. Trying to show some different looks.
Christos drives, floater, no good.
Nice.
Rebounded to Kelly. McKenzie sees the opening, takes it all the way. Tough shot, can't finish. Pass up to Haddigan. He takes the quick jumper, a bit too strong,
nice
but Brooks right there to rebound. No one there to stop him.
Yeah, Hopkinton's got to kind of settle down here a little bit and just get into their rhythm. Medway's playing some tough D on them. They've been forcing a lot of their shots.
Ubakad drives, nice pass down low to Kelly. Finally gets this one up and in. Hasn't been able to get a shot off
walk.
recently.
Looks like a pivot for a mile on that one.
Eventually Medway breaks the press. Gets it back in the hands of Nelson. Johnson, the nice fake. He drives.
Oh.
And one. Sazitsky not happy about the call, but it looked like he got there a little late, if not at the same time.
That's Zach's third foul, unfortunately. That's too bad. Quite a collision. We've seen so many of those collisions.
Right.
Every time I see him, it's like, geez, how do these guys get up? But
we know Zach is a particularly tough player, always takes toughest hits out there.
I don't know if they gave it to Breslin. I'm not sure if
it would be a big break for Zach if that was the case.
I think they might have. I think Coach King.
Because Zach is still out there on the court. So. And meanwhile, Sazitsky draws the foul. I believe that one going against Plunkett for Medway.
We'll have to verify that because it looked like Zach was the one that got run over on that play. So 24-18 Medway Mustangs. At the moment, 3:33 left in the half. Hillers need to get a little momentum going their way now.
Breslin fires a three off the back rim.
It's a good look by Jack.
Pass down low to Hadigan. Shot no good. DeLoya
nice.
Up to Ambrosoni. He takes it the whole way, gets fouled by Brooks. No good on the shot. With 2 free throws coming.
Boy, Medway's, they have like 4 or 5 players, like 6'2", 6'3". And they're all pretty athletic. And Christos Brooks, senior forward, almost a nice play by him, but there was just too much body contact. That kind of ref had to call that one. Ambrosoni had a couple really nice takes to the hoop early, and hasn't really done much since then. But now that's his 5th or 6th point. So need a big game from him tonight.
He knocks down both free throws.
It's a good sign to swish a couple of those. Free throws are going to make or break this game for both teams.
24-20 lead, 3 minutes left in the first half.
Good D.
Medway lead as Bryson Burke picks up a foul. The senior draws the contact along the out-of-bounds line.
It's a 1-on-1 situation. 3 minutes left in the half. 24-20 Medway. Breslin's first. I have a feeling that last one went to Zach. Again, we'll verify that because that's a big deal if he's got 3 fouls.
Hard off the backboard for Burke. His first action of the game here. Ambrosoni drives, dishes it away to Puvakad. His pass down low. Lind with some moves down low, gets the shot up. Partially blocked by Assad. Now Burke takes it down past the Johnson baseline. His 3 just a bit strong. Puvakad with the board. Now Breslin thought about the 3. Kicks it out to Puvakad.
She's only a 4-point lead. It feels worse. I don't say worse than that. It feels the Hillers just haven't had a good flow for a little while. Only 4 points down. 8 seconds on the shot clock here. Oh, there you go.
Pass to Lind is wide open, drives to the basket. 4 points now for Lind, taking advantage of his opportunities.
Oh, that's a carry.
It did look like that from Johnston. No call made.
There's a year and a half step there.
Under 2 minutes now left in the first half. Pass to Nelson.
Tough shot.
A nice jumper. Steps back to create the distance and knocks it down. 26-22 Medway.
Strong
Breslin for 3. Over the defender. He knocks it down. 26-25.
That was a big one right there. And I think Jack was asking for the foul because I thought he got fouled there too. That was huge for Jack to bring the Hillers to a 1 point down.
Out an open 3 for Johnston. And then on the other end, Breslin loses his guy. An open 3. 29-25 now. Medway lead.
Yeah, uncontested. That's unforgivable. Can't do that right now.
Lind looking for help. Puvakad gets it, takes the 3. Would have been a big shot. Lynn fighting for the rebound.
Out of bounds. That's a hell of a ball.
Brooks dives on it out of bounds. Lynn again forcing the issue. And now fresh bodies coming in for Hopkinton.
Mac Lynn, good minutes from him again. 52 seconds left in the half. The Hillers, want to get the momentum going their way, going to the halftime talk.
Kester driving, thought about the three, kicks back out. Hopkinton resets.
Medway spreading out their man-to-man.
Ambersoni calling out something. Not much movement from Hopkinton here.
Got to help him.
Ambersoni gets the ball tipped out of bounds. Brooks, good defense on the guard.
I mean, that's a tough matchup. Ambersoni's about 6 feet or so, and he's got a 6'3" player with long arms smothering him there. Kind of got trapped.
Another good defensive play from Medway. Tipped pass from Ryan Johnston. Still Hiller ball. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. McKenzie looking to get it in, and a foul called, saving Hopkinton from a 5-second violation.
And a 1-on-1, I believe.
Right, free throws on the way. Potentially free throws. At least one. Deloya will be at the line.
Well, I mean, it's only halftime, but whatever momentum they can get to go in there, close the lead down to 2 or 4 points. Right now it's 4 points, so could use these free throws, Luke.
Off the front rim, rebound.
Oh, nice.
Stripped away. Somehow Kelly ends up with it. And now just about a second and a half separating the shot and the game clocks. Hopkinton can take the last shot if they choose, down 4. McKenzie trying to get the ball. Burke doing a good job of denying. Kester, tough pass, picked off. Now Medway will have the last shot. 5 seconds left. Nelson, he's got it. A great shake-off move. Almost a killer 3 for Medway there at the end of the first half. TJ Nelson, a great crossover to shake his defender, but couldn't knock it down. And Hopkinton down just 4, 29-25, entering halftime.
Yeah, a little shake and bake. That was good fortune on the Hillers' part, because that was an in-and-out three-pointer.
Right.
As far as momentum going, that would have been a killer. But Hillers, I think, fortunate to be down 4 points at the half. Medway, has a slight lead. It feels more. Feels a little bigger than the 4 points, but we're fortunate that we have that, and we have a whole half of basketball to go. So looking forward to that. We want to make sure we acknowledge our amazing staff here. Why don't you take care of that, Tim?
Yeah, our director, Tom Dings, on graphics, Samantha Dings, and on our cameras here tonight, John Ritz, Andy Ritz, and Mary Arnott. Thank you guys for helping us get through this, and thank you for listening and watching. We hope you join us in a few minutes for the second half.
My name is Connor. My name is Nina.
I'm Haley. Hi, my name is Jake. We're the Hiller volleyball team.
My name is Emma. My name is May. My name is Shelby. My name is Sophie.
We're Alma Gal, and we love HCAM.
We love HCAM.
And I volunteer for HCAM TV.
And I watch HCAM TV.
And I love HCAM TV.
And I love HCAM TV.
We love HCAM TV. Woo!
All right, HCAM TV back here with you for the second half. Hopkinton down 4 points, down 29-25 at the end of a tightly contested first half. And Steve, I did go down to the scores table at halftime and figure out Zach did pick up that third foul in that blocking situation down there under the Hiller hoop. So definitely something to look forward to, or anticipate moving forward here in the second half.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Zach actually starts. He's valuable. He hasn't had, he's got both ankle braces on. I'm not sure if that's having an impact, but in general, I'm not picking on him. I love him. He's a great player. He's had an incredible season, but he's just not as active as we've seen him in the past. So we're wondering if he's got some ankle issues going on, either from the last game or two or something. But certainly we're going to need Zach and everybody. It's good to see Zach out starting the half. It'll be interesting to see if Medway goes at him early. To obviously, they'd love to see him get a fourth foul. So we're about to start the second half, and here we go.
And Medway will start with the ball, trying to get it to Plunkett. Ambersoni playing pretty good defense on him. And a foul called on Ambersoni, a bit too aggressive there.
Drew Plunkett, maybe you can verify this. Was he the quarterback on the?
He was,
yeah,
yep.
So I remember that from the last game. He
Right.
was sort of the quarterback of the basketball team too. He's a tough matchup. He's a really strong player.
Athletic.
Oh, nice.
McKenzie picks up the loose ball. He's hit. No foul called. Ambersoni offensive board. He kicks it over to McKenzie. McKenzie drives. And a foul called. That might have been a gift there from the foul that was not called on McKenzie before.
And that's a big foul on Kyle Regan, his third, early in the second half. So I think foul's going to come into play here. Oh, that's a tough pass.
A pass stolen away by Plunkett. He takes it all the way.
Good D by Ambersoni.
Brooks, the offensive board, great trail. Picks up another bucket.
Sort of a sudden death situation here. One of these teams is going to go home and start to think about the spring season. Hopkinton fan base.
And Nick Assad had a little look for Ambersoni after.
A little stare down.
Although Assad is 6'2", taller than Ambersoni, but blocked nonetheless. Sazitsky drives. He's blocked by Brooks. Medway defense very active to start the second half. Brooks drives and an amazing effort to get that even off.
Easy, easy.
McKenzie drives. He has a foul call there. That was a tough break for Medway. McKenzie out of control, but 2 free throws coming for the junior.
His first foul on Assad. Senior. Tough matchup. Like I said, everybody's got length on this team in Medway. Right now they're up by 6 points. And free throws, big for both teams right now.
And McKenzie knocks down the first.
Going to need all of them.
Two for two on that trip for McKenzie. 31-27 lead. Regan, the jumper, knocks it down.
Line drive. Ball had no arc on it. Amazing.
McKenzie, a tough drive, looking to force the issue. A tough look there, can't get it to fall. Drew Nelson somehow dribbling through some defenders, loses the ball almost. Wrestling with Ambersoni, it's a jump ball.
Yep, bodies flying everywhere. It's a little helter-skelter. Both teams a little out of control, frankly, in the last minute or so, going back and forth. You know, Ben's having a great game. He's coming out, settled down a little bit. He's a little out of control going up. You know, he's playing his heart out, but I think that last time was a little forced. And Drew Plunkett doing the same.
Huvakad steps into an open three. I gotta say, there's a lot of calls that they make. That did not look like a travel to me, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean,
you're allowed to kind of step into the pass, and he did not take any more steps than he should have there. But travel called, big three taken away from Hopkinton.
Yeah, I would agree with you there, and that means a lot coming from a Medway guy. You know, I know he must be conflicted here with I'm sure you're not, but I think that's I think a good observation. I think you got that right.
Great effort there from both teams. Guys on the floor. Assad tried to save the ball. Could not. Hopkinton takes over. 5:55 left here in the third quarter. 33-27 lead for Medway.
It'll be interesting to see how deep both teams go into the benches here. You know, I think both coaches are trying to get a rhythm and rotation. That's too bad off.
Pass inside to Kelly. He can't handle it, rolls out of bounds. Medway takes over.
Hiller's doing a little kind of a lazy zone, half court.
Regan, the deep two, no good. He fights for the board. He gets clocked in the head. foul's called.
Yeah, that was boys are playing hard out there right now. So that's Brendan's second foul. That's good again, spreading things around a little bit. You know, Regan's tough. He's 6'3", and he's went way up to get that one. He got pulled down. So.
Ooh. Nice pass back from Assad to the inbounder. Now ball rolls around. Nelson for three, a high arcing shot in the air for a couple of seconds. He knocks it down. A 9-point lead now for Medway.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. That, like I said, that big arc, stepped into it nicely.
Deloya, nice drive and a great dish to Kelly. He wasn't ready for it. And Brooks tips a pass out of bounds, stays with the Hillers. And a timeout called now from Coach Keene. Not happy with what he's seeing, falling down to a 9-point lead now. Well, deficit, excuse me.
I'll tell you what, they only have 2 points this half, if my math is correct, and that's 3 minutes into the third quarter, so that's not a good sign. And again, the momentum can go back and forth, and 1 or 2 3-pointers either way, and it's a different game. So we're hoping that the Hillers can kind of gather themselves and get things back on track. But 9 points is not insurmountable, but certainly not going the right direction.
No, and like you were saying earlier, Steve, to your point, when they were down 4 earlier, I believe you said this, it felt like a bigger lead than 4, and this feels like a bigger lead than 9 because of the offensive struggles that we were talking about. Again, just 2 points here to start this third quarter, and that 9-point lead kind of feels like a 15, 16-point lead right now. But again, still a couple of threes, like you said, the Hillers will be right back in it. We'll see what they have planned after Coach Keene called that timeout. Coming back out onto the floor.
Yeah, the backcourt of Medway, I got to say, T.J. Nelson, number 11, and Drew Plunkett, 14, both about similar physical players, like 5'8", 5'9", strong, quick, and they're having themselves both of them a really good game, and the Hillers need to kind of deal with that. Ooh, almost a stepped out of bounds by Zach.
Szyzicki drives baseline. He did step out of bounds right before he went up the shot, but it was blocked anyway by Brooks.
That's exactly what I wasn't hoping to happen there. As far as momentum goes, that was a nice play.
Assad whips it up to Brooks. He wisely pulls it back. Now Medway. Assad drives. Tough take. No good. Now McKenzie to Szyzicki. He steps back for the three, knocks it down. Now he almost did the exact same move that Puvakad did on that three. Nothing called there. This one counts, though, for the Hillers.
I'm with you there.
Down 6. Pass down low to Brooks. And a late foul called.
On who?
Brooks heads to the line. It looked like that referee kind of waited to see whether or not he made that one to determine whether or not he wanted to call that foul.
I just, if it's on Zach, that was a very long delay on that call. I just don't know who was on. We'll try to get that verified. That would be his fourth.
That is his fourth, yep. Not a good sign for the Hillers, because at the beginning of this broadcast I mentioned that the team kind of flowed offensively, how Ben McKenzie was playing for the most part, but Szyzicki is definitely the heart and soul of this team, always providing those hustle plays in addition to just his normal skill. And him fouling out would be a big hamper to Hopkins' chances to come back in this one. Right now sitting there with 4 fouls.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate call on Zach, not to
belabor the point, right?
But the issue I have with the call is it was 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, then the call. That was an extremely long time. I don't get that part of it, especially when they're trying to let the guys play. But nevertheless, game on, and we got to keep, on to the next play. So.
Right. McKenzie fires the corner three, just a bit strong. Plunkett with the rebound. He's on the break. Great move.
Be a walk.
But a travel called.
That was a Euro step and a half.
Turnover for the Mustangs.
Hillers need a hoop here. They're down 6, 4 minutes left in the third quarter. It's been kind of a slow motion situation offensively. And there's some contact there, no call.
Deloya hit on the release. Somehow gets the awkward shot to fall. 36-32, Medway lead.
The Hiller fans on their feet. The student section.
Nelson fires a three, no good on this one. Deloya rips it away from McKenzie.
Easy.
Deloya pushed on the pass, nothing called. And then a travel call down low on Kelly as he ran into some bodies.
And it's a big factor, whatever scouting they've done. This is their third game, so there's a built-in scouting when they play each other. But Brendan hasn't had his way like he has in games past down low, and they figured out a formula to deal with him. And there's still plenty of time left, but good steal.
Yeah, stolen away. Deloya with it. Gives it up to McKenzie.
Nice. And one. Gotta be a foul.
No foul, but the layup up and in for McKenzie. 36-34. Hopkinton responding after the timeout.
It's a great run.
Plunkett running into some trouble, and a timeout from Coach Roje saving the possession. Great defense from the Hillers down low, trapping Plunkett there in the corner.
Again, if my math is correct, and I might be off, but it looks like a 7-0 run for the Hillers to bring things to 9-point deficit to 2. And Medway almost had a turnover there, and they had no choice but to call the timeout to kind of gather themselves. That was, in the last minute, that's quite a run by the Hillers. So
right.
Medway a little out of control that last play. Number 25, Tim Uzogabu. I know I messed that name
Pronunciation,
up. Questionable, but,
right.
but he, the dribble behind the back, first time in the game, probably not a good move.
It got poked away. Deloya came away with the loose ball. And then a nice pass to McKenzie, and then we mentioned that potential and one opportunity, not called, but still Ben McKenzie offensively pacing this Hillers team, and they need every bit of it as they only have 34 points.
Yeah, he's got to have at least half of those points. I don't know.
He's close to 20, I'd say.
Yep.
Probably 15 to 20 in that range. Either way, the Hillers need it. Down 2 now. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in this third quarter.
Well, just as advertised, Tim, 2-point game, middle of the third quarter. Hillers in the 2-3 zone. Almost a walk.
Plunkett drives baseline. Tough scooping layup. No good, but a foul called on Plunkett as he reaches in on Iannelli.
Let's see how many fouls on him now. That's his third, so.
His third foul. Right, yeah, like you said.
I think things are, as this next quarter and a half goes, I think we're going to see some attrition. Almost a walk in.
McKenzie does turn it over, a walk.
Yeah, Ben didn't need to do that again. He's just all pumped up for the game, and he's carrying the team with him tonight on his shoulders so far, and just got to maintain his composure, and the whole team does. They're in a good spot now after being down 9, only down 2.
Brooks for 3. The big man can't knock it down. McKenzie with the rebound. He fires it up to Kelly, a bit too strong. Into the Hopkinton fans.
I think coach is going to talk to Ben and bring in Breslin in just for a minute. Plenty of time left for Ben to do his things, but that's a couple tough plays for him. Got a critical time, but that's why he had the rest of the team.
Plunkett loses the ball. Ambersoni picks it up. A chance for the Hillers. Pass down low to Deloya. He gets jumped from behind and one. Nick Assad caught leaning, jumps into the back of Deloya. He takes the contact, lays it in softly. A tie game now, 36-36. A chance for the Hillers to take the lead.
Wow, it's huge. Medway player practically climbed on Deloya's back, and Deloya was able to draw the foul and still get the hoop, which was not easy to do. Bang.
And one converted for Deloya. Big play for the junior guard.
Been a long time since the Hillers had a lead in this game, so I guess that's 10 straight points for or something. Oh, almost.
Iannelli, great effort diving out of bounds after he tipped that pass. Crowd loves the effort. Teammates love it. Medway keeps possession though.
Yep. Instant energy.
Brooks, another corner three. This time he knocks it down.
Rattled it in. 39-37, Medway.
Emersoni with Brooks on him. Drives, he's looking for help. Finds it, Breslin for three.
Ooh.
Just off the mark. Rebound to Hadigan. Plunkett with the drive, the nice move, layup up and in. Now a 4-point lead for Medway. Very quickly, Medway retakes the lead.
That was a tough shot. Left-handed shot off the backboard with English off the glass. Beautiful shot by Plunkett.
Iannelli, the drive, puts his head down, gets by his defender, and he draws the foul. 2 free throws coming for the senior.
Iannelli provided a big spark here. We could use a couple free throws at the same time. Things keep the momentum going for the Hillers. Here we go.
First free throw good. McKenzie off that short rest back in the game. Second free throw no good. And Deloya reaching a bit too much, fouls Assad off the rebound.
Number 11? They put the wrong number up for the foul.
Yeah, they changed it to
okay, there we go.
22, Deloya, his second. Plunkett picked again.
Yeah. Easy.
Deloya, he takes it all the way.
Oh, he walked.
And another travel. Called against Hopkinton.
Really hard to stop in a dime like that. He's going full tilt. Not just Luke, but just in general. Tough play. Great steal, tough finish. Just a minute left in the third quarter. 3-point deficit for the Hillers.
A nice look off from Brooks there. Made it look like he was going to dish it off to Assad. Found Hadigan down low for the easy deuce. McKenzie, tough take.
Nice.
But a great offensive board from Mac Lind. Again, making an impact, and then he draws the foul. Trying to pass the ball away.
I think it's a 1-on-1 situation. 42 seconds left. Could really use a couple freebies here, Matt. Super hustle every time he comes in. We've been mentioning his name.
Right.
Right now, you got to still have a whole quarter to go. Just trying to come up with the right combination and get in there.
Hits the front of the rim, but gets it to roll in. 5 points, I believe, so far for Lind. Did not get much regular season playing time, but making most of his minutes here. Knocks down the free throw.
Probably his best game of the year. We've seen a lot of them, and that's good to see for Mac.
The Hillers very active on this press. Iannelli, Ambersoni, and Kester running around. Brooks, a tough shot with contact. Can't get it, but he gets his own offensive rebound.
A lot of contact.
Shot clock off, 20 seconds left. Assad takes a tough shot. Lind, another board.
Easy.
Now McKenzie with 15 seconds left. Again, no shot clock. Hillers down 3 with a chance to tie it before the end of the third.
That's a foul. Almost back.
Iannelli drives past McKenzie, a 3 at the end. Just off the side of the rim, no good, but the Hillers ramping things up defensively. Down just 3, 43-40. Now we hand things off for the 50-50 raffle, playoff edition.
tonight's number is 117581. That is 117581. If you won, please come to the table down there and we'll get you your money. Thank you.
This would have been a good night to do the 50-50 raffle with so
I
many people in the building.
would say so.
But we're so busy working hard, and along with
crew,
our
course.
crew here, Director Tom Dings, graphics Samantha Dings, cameras John Ritz, Andy Ritz, and Mary Arnott. Really appreciate everybody's support here, keeping Tim and I mostly under control. But the night's young. We still have another quarter to go, so anything goes.
All right, we'll see if the Hillers can stay under control for this final 8 minutes. Down 43-40 in a tightly contested game, and pretty similar to the last time we saw these two teams play. Both teams have been playing, I think, their best basketball toward the end of the season, and we're seeing that again here in the first round of the Division II Central Tournament here. Again, both teams fighting for a chance to play at top-seeded Marlboro on Thursday at 7 p.m. in the quarterfinals. A tough task for any team, but one I'm sure they'd relish.
Ooh. Almost a backboard.
As Lynn playing tough defense on Hadigan, forcing a pass, forces the turnover. Mac Lynn again making his money's worth, getting his money's worth here in this game. Big minutes.
I'm telling you what, that doesn't show up on the score sheet, but everybody in the building saw that. That was
right.
Turnover created by Mac.
And a pass down low to Kester. He takes it down low, a bit too strong. Rebound to Medway. Nelson thought about firing the long three. Pulls it back out. Brooks.
That's a walk.
Another travel. The refs have been on top of these traveling violations, being consistent on both sides, as both teams have racked up multiple violations. Another one there goes against the Mustangs.
Yeah, I mean, that was still a little borderline, but the way they've been calling it tonight, and my reaction was it was a walk, but we've seen worse infractions that were not called as walks. So
Kelly down low. It's an aggressive move to the hoop. Gets the bucket to fall, 43-42. Medway. Cross-court pass to Brooks. He drives past Kelly. Partially blocked and fouled.
Nice player, Christos Brooks, 6'3", senior. Very active, slashing to the hoop. Brendan trying to keep up with him as Brendan's third foul. Again, it's fourth quarter, so I guess you just got to run with it here at this
point. Put up or shut up time now. Yep. Free throw's good from Brooks.
He's had a nice game. He must have getting close to double digits if he hasn't hit it already. He hit that three-pointer earlier.
Second free throw up, and no good.
Oh, too bad.
Assad fights for the rebound, somehow gets the shot to go up and in. Big, tough break there for Hopkinton. Sazitsky looking for help, finds it, and Deloya
rifled it.
Back out to Sazitsky. He drives. A tough turnaround jumper, almost gets it to fall. But Assad with the rebound. Regan, he drives. Great defense from Kelly. Now Ambersoni takes it by himself. His layup, no good. Rebound to Brooks.
Easy, Zach. He's got 4 fouls.
Now Regan, down low, gets the layup over Ben McKenzie. And Coach Keene calls for that timeout. Medway now with a 6-point lead, 48-42, 6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter.
Yep, the Medway's still manageable 6-point lead, but certainly you feel the pendulum going Medway's way.
And so did Coach Keene.
And I think it's going to come down to, who makes the fewer mistakes along the way in the last 6 minutes and 10 seconds of the game, and the free throws. So that's what I'm seeing right now, and I think that the defensive pressure is just only going to tick upwards, and see how both teams deal with that kind of pressure.
Right, doesn't seem, despite the recent run Medway just had, doesn't seem like either team is threatening to blow this game open. So it most likely will come down to those turnovers and free throws that you're talking about. Hopkinton has been pretty good from the line. I'm not sure of the exact stats, but they haven't missed too many free throws today, probably hovering around 80-ish%. So doing pretty well from the line, so they just got to try to take care of the ball. A few turnovers here early to spark this Mustang run in the fourth quarter. McKenzie and Ambersoni, now their roles will be even bigger over this final 6 minutes, trying to take care of this ball.
Good job by Ben keeping his cool out there.
Yep, Johnston playing tough D all the way up.
Plenty of time. They don't need to rush anything.
Kelly to Zizitsky. Thought about the three. Now DeLoya, he does take it. Just a bit short. Mustangs take over. Assad drives, dish to Brooks. His pass back to Assad. Nelson fires a quick three. McKenzie with the tough rebound.
And one.
He gets fouled by Assad. As soon as he heard that whistle, tried to make it look like he was taking a shot. Referee wise to that. But a free throw coming at least anyway for McKenzie.
Yeah, it looks like he might have got him for 2 shots. I'm not sure. I mean,
either way, they have the 1-and-1.
Oh, that's true.
So I believe it is just a 1-and-1.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, but he sinks the first one anyway. So you were right, 2 shots. Steve.
It happens once in a while, you know. I mean, senior moment there.
Wife's not around to see this one, though, right?
No, she's out of town for a while. I'm trying to keep it together. But
second one good for McKenzie. He has been huge for the Hillers, especially from the free throw line.
Dangerous.
Yeah, double dribble. Good call there.
Jack Breslin, little offbeat his time. Jack's a very crafty player. Must have had a little drop step and got the Medway player kind of off balance, and he double dribbled. Great. Very subtle, but that's a turnover. Credit to Jack Breslin. Oh, there you go.
Pass inside to Kelly. He can't control it. He travels again. Another turnover for Hopkinton.
4-point game. Like I said, it just feels bigger than that, but it's still, 1 or 2 possession game here. 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Place is, again, full house tonight. A lot of energy in the building.
Right, everybody ready for the next big moment. It feels like the place is ready to blow up. Regan down low. Can't get the and one to go, but 2 free throws coming.
And while we have a second here, Tim, I believe there's a girls' playoff game here tomorrow night against Holliston. So these first
another
rounds,
inter-TVL matchup.
Exactly, that's a big game. Holliston actually, I think.
Yeah, we called that game. Yep, they won a close one here. I believe they did not have Ivy in that game. Might have been one of those, but either way, Holliston played a terrific game. It took Hopkinton down to the wire.
Yeah, that's going to be another big game here tomorrow night. So,
which we'll be here for.
Yeah, I guess I have the green light because my wife Donna's out of town this week, taking her 88-year-old mom to California for a week. So I'm just trying to keep myself together. These games are well timed for me. Oh, nice play. Oh, too bad.
Kelly is a bit too open there. Can't hit the layup. Nelson down low to Brooks. He's hit. Foul goes. I believe this one's going against Kelly, which fourth. Yep, he'll be his 4th. 49-44 lead for Medway, and that is Kelly's 4th. Him and Sazitsky sitting at 4 apiece. Although Zach is on the bench right now, getting ready to check in. First free throw good for Brooks, and now Kelly will take a seat.
Yeah, we're going to need a couple of defensive stops and a couple steals here. Wouldn't hurt.
Second free throw, rims out. Ambersoni steps back, wanted to shoot the jumper. Instead, a turnover. DeLoya tried his best to save that errant pass, no luck.
That's too bad. Hillers need a break here. Could use a turnover. Still a lot of time.
I imagine Ben McKenzie will be making a return into this game soon. Sazitsky a bit out of control there, hard off the glass. Now Nelson A great no-look pass to Regan. His layup can't go, but Nelson fights for the offensive rebound.
Couple of layups, but one each for each team. Missing bunnies here. Zach's going for a steal there.
Plunkett looking for help. Finds it. Now cross-court pass to Assad. His corner three. Knocks it down, and that is a big, big three for Medway. 53-44 lead for Medway.
That one. The Medway fans are getting a little fired up here, which is not a good sign. 9-point lead. Hillers need to get the ball going the other direction here. And Coach Keene, after seeing that three-pointer, is the right thing to do. Get everybody together right now. So this last hurrah.
Right.
9-point deficit. Still plenty of time. They just need to get some turnovers and they got to hit their shots.
Yeah. To Medway's credit, though, they're making all the plays they need to right now. T.J. Nelson on that made a great no-look pass. Brooks missed the lay-in, but Nelson again didn't give up on the play. Offensive rebound. A few passes later, Assad has an open corner three, and now Medway with that 9-point lead. And like you said earlier, Steve, the two-guard tandem of Nelson and Plunkett has been playing terrific for Medway. I'd say the biggest reason, there's a few reasons, but the biggest reason that if they pull out this victory will be because of those two.
I think you're right, and you look at Drew Plunkett, 14, and he's only a sophomore. He just has a lot of poise. Medway's not making a whole lot of substitutions down the stretch here. Kind of run the table here. It was just under 4 minutes left in the game. Both teams kind of lay it out there at this point.
A tough pass from Deloya. A bit careless as Nelson was all over Ambersoni. Lucky for Hopkinton, they keep possession.
Yeah, very lucky, I think.
Now McKenzie with it. The steady force. Pass over to Zizitsky for the corner three. Just rattles around. Deloya, nice. A great offensive rebound. His effort to save it stolen away by Regan. Tough break there for Hopkinton.
I would agree. That's a tough one. In and out. Good shot by Zach. That's what you want. An open three, and he almost nailed it.
Brooks, the path opens up, and he's whacked in the side of the head. 2 free throws coming.
I think we're running out of options here. You got 9 points again. Again, 3:14 left in the game, and the Hillers need a few stops. I'm sorry for being repetitive, but that's where we are.
Brooks knocks down the first free throw. Puvakad and Mafiori back in for the Hillers.
Definitely one of the lower scoring affairs.
McKenzie with the rebound. No good on the second free throw. He takes it all the way. In a travel. Another one going against Hopkinton.
That's too bad. It looked like he took an extra step from here. Hillers need a break. Need a steal.
3 minutes left, down 10. The first double-digit deficit of the game, I believe, for Hopkinton.
I think so.
Assad for three. Great pass down low to Brooks, and he calmly knocks in the lay-in. Great play from Assad. Passed up a good shot for a great shot.
Oh, my.
And Zizitsky turns that bounce pass over, and things are crumbling.
Medway
here for Hopkinton.
Interesting timeout with Medway, all this momentum, and then the Medway coach decides to call a timeout, but he just wants to gather his team to say, hey, we got 12-point lead, 2:48 left. Let's take care of business and take care of the ball. Don't do anything stupid. And the Hillers are looking for somewhat of a miracle at this point.
That's an 8-0 run for Medway. I believe it was 48-44 when I said neither team looked like they were threatening to blow out this game out. And, of course, Medway took that cue and ran with it. Again, that 8-0 run now opening up a 12-point lead with 2:48 left. And then Coach Roje coaching his team up during this timeout here, I imagine telling them, hey, we have a 12-point lead. Keep the ball, play good defense, don't do anything dumb, don't get any extracurriculars. and we should be able to take this game home.
Yep, I think so in the Hill, from the Hillers' perspective, aside from Ben having a big offensive night, along with trying his best, maybe a few forced turnovers and taking to the hoop a little out of control. He's not the only one. A lot of Medway players had those plays too. It's just the nature of a playoff game. But some of the supporting cast hasn't really. No one else really got into a flow tonight, so far. But we'll see where the next couple minutes go.
Plunkett takes the contact and knocks down the contested layup. 14-point lead now for Medway. Kelly down low, his layup no good. He's fighting for the ball, can't get it, boots it out of bounds.
Boy, that's too bad. It's sort of a symbolic of how the night's gone. Balls just couldn't catch a good bounce on that play, including the shot that bounced off the rim.
Hopkinton still aggressive on the press, but Medway a bit calmer now and beating it with this 14-point lead. Plunkett almost picked, somehow gets away. Nelson to Brooks, baseline lay-in. He's fouled hard from Kelly, and that'll do it for Brendan Kelly, the junior. He is done in this one.
Yeah, he almost had no choice in that one,
Right.
Well, I got to, say Brendan had one heck of a season. He carried the team on many nights, and tonight wasn't his night offensively. He had definitely some nice plays, but to Medway's credit, they kind of had an answer for him and kind of kept him in check most of the night. But the good news is he's a junior.
Right, he's coming back.
There's a lot of juniors on this team, so I think next year is looking really promising.
Yeah, only they'll be losing Ionelli, Sazitsky, and Leone. Tough pieces to replace.
No question about it.
But McKenzie and Kelly and Ambersoni, I believe, who will be the core of next year's team, will be returning. So definitely a bright future for this team.
Ionelli.
As Ionelli doesn't want to let his career end. Makes the steal. Boy. 2 free throws coming up.
I got to say, we've seen Ionelli play a lot this year. As the season's gotten along, he's gotten more playing time. This is one of his best games of the season tonight.
Yeah.
He's all over the place, diving everywhere. Gets rewarded with a nice bounce, a hometown bounce off the rim for a free throw.
Went for 2 on that trip. Medway 59-45 here, 1:40 left. And this, the light at the end of the tunnel for the Mustangs. Coach Roje calling another timeout with 1:38 here left. Again, just to let everybody who's watching and listening know, the winner of this game, again, most likely will be the number 9 seed Medway Mustangs, going on to play at number 1 seed Marlboro, who sits atop the Division II Central bracket with a 17-3 record. But Steve, we were talking a bit before the game about that, and Marlboro, again, with a 17-3 record, no one else really up atop with that, separating themselves from wins. We have Shepherd Hill with 14, but everyone hovering around that 12-11 win mark. So maybe a potential run for a team like Medway is possible in this tournament.
Boy, they're tough. They're a tough team. They have a lot. They're really deep, a lot of weapons, and if all their weapons are moving on target like they are tonight, they're going to be a tough team. Mm-hmm. I mean, Marlboro has Matt Doherty, who I'm not sure.
Great player.
He's about 6'7", and then as you said, there's Shepherd Hill with 14-6, and then the next, 7 or 8 teams are like, 1 or 2 games above 500. Every one of them. So.
Again, the door is open for the Central, for sure.
I guess I might have to jump on the Medway bandwagon if they took care of the Hillers tonight, if that's the way it's going. But hopefully we'll have a good last minute in the 30 seconds of the game. Nobody gets hurt.
Right, the Hillers, all things said and done, after Assad knocks down that 3, a great season. Because as we said, things did not look good about the midway point, sitting at a 3-6 record, staring a losing season in the face, and then all of a sudden something flipped. Coach Keene got to them, maybe a closed door meeting, whatever you want to call it, and they reeled off 6 wins in a row, and then ended up winning, I believe, 7 of their last 10 to finish the season 11-9, which is a tremendous achievement, and got a home playoff game, which we talked about a bit earlier.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's a great story. Didn't really end well tonight here. Medway calling another timeout with a minute left, emptying the bench, maybe giving kind of a curtain call to the starters, so most of the players. But I'll tell you what, they deserve a curtain call because they really had a heck of a game here. So
Medway will win this season series 2-1 after losing just a bit under a month ago here in this very same gym. A 10-point loss to this Hiller team. But now Coach Roje will take his 11-10 Mustangs to Marlboro to try to take down the top-ranked Panthers.
Just finishing the string out here. Guys are playing hard right to the end.
Again, while we have time, I want to give one more shout out to our crew who has been with us all season. We appreciate that. Director Tom Dings, graphics Samantha Dings, and on cameras John Ritz, Andy Ritz, and Mary Arnott. No Mike Tarosian here tonight. We're sure he's listening wherever he is. But again, we just want to give you guys another thanks for helping us make this broadcast as smooth as possible.
And also a great season for the boys. And the Hillers have such tradition in their sports and so many championships and winning seasons, and pick a sport the tradition continues here in Hopkinton boys basketball despite tonight's game, and they played their hearts out tonight and for the whole season. So congratulations.
But there will be a tomorrow here for Hopkinton anyway. We have the girls game again. They are going to be hosting the Holliston Panthers. But here tonight, disappointment for the boys, falling 62-45 here against a talented Medway Mustang team. And for Steve Spector, I am Tim Hladik. We want to thank you all again for joining us here for this MIAA Division II Central Tournament first round game. We hope to see you here tomorrow in the same spot for the girls game. Thank you.